Greetings, Earth, back with another video. Gonna be telling you right now about Brazilians' organized crime and many ghettos that they do. They done this before. It's just gonna be a deja vu. If you're smart, you just pay attention and then you won't suffer what they do most of generations. There's a guy that he tries to stand out from other men as like Alok. He looks like Alok. You know Alok from like electronic music? He looks like that guy. He's trying to reach to that shape of a man. They usually American Indians. They place two next to me right now. It's a strategy of crime to place American Indians around me. One, they use as a comparison to say that I look ugly, which I don't care. They use American Indians to compare to me that they are healthy, I'm not, or they're good looking, I'm not, that they can have children and I can't. They done this before when I was a child. They killed someone's father when we were growing up. There was a American Indian. They were not American Indians. They were kind of like Indians, like Amazon Indians. So they're trying to connect the murder that time back in the day, in the 80s, to those two kids right now. There's one that is older man and there's one that is kind of like a younger brother. So it's two brothers. They usually put two brothers to stalk me. They make noises and then they send the noises to me, or they say some indirections. In the ghetto, when they first start this type of crime, they focus on small families' houses, like my family, because right now they pretend to be wanting our place, our little property, which my sister bought with a lot of work, cleaning houses in the United States. Very hard worker, and now they want it too. So they buy a rent next to us, and then they start bullying the main person, like myself. They know that I can't live like this for the rest of my life. So eventually I will leave from here, like I left from the ghetto that I used to live. Back then, they molested me there mentally, and now they're trying to keep that in my everyday activities. And then every time they want to talk about molestation in children, they try to put me into it. Never done anything to children. They're trying to put me as a raper so that criminals can create anger towards me and eventually murder me. They tried this when I was 17. They didn't succeed. Then they murdered the lawyer that defended me back in the day. Now they're restarting again. Usually the criminals that stalk me, they tint their hairs with blonde shaped stuff. And also they're trying to keep me connect with the supposed ex-wife that they put into my life, which I think she's from a criminal too. She's a criminal subject, a crime subject. It's a different story. That's a very different, specific, different subject on this earth organized crime thing. And they're trying to mix me with strangers that might have the same DNA as family. My sister ended up marrying a guy from like a Zulu tribe DNA type of thing, and from that it growed a lot of organized crime men that follow that path. And so they keep trying to create situation against me to make me flee, to push me away, to push me because I can't have life here. So eventually when I flee, then meanwhile, when they try to create problems with me, they create problems with me and Afro-descendants. So that when I'm fleeing from their nasty environment, they can try to manipulate Afro-descendants to murder me in the process. So Brazilians are trying to murder me at home or murder me through Afro-descendants at the time when I flee. Women are there living 24/7 as mockers. They have a blast when they see men. They're paying, they're organizing bets on like under the table, under police table, there's no police. The police join in with the crime. Then that's what they want us to really live that way. Then women pay bets to see men getting beat in the street. If you're going online, you'll see there's a lot of comedy shows that and comedy videos that men get beat or get punched or get even murdered, and that's a blast for some women. Women are making that their main comedy humor. They are making fun of everything that men do. If you don't know, if you do not know something, they will laugh so much. If you lost, they will laugh. If you're in a cross, if you're in a situation with the drug dealers, people about to murder you, they will laugh. The deep web is they're blessed. They love watching deep webs because they create more and more hate towards men. Past life simulation, I still haven't understand yet, but it's a type of thing that when I was unconscious, sleeping, when I did not know there was a conspiracy worldwide, many people, Afro-descendants, women, and Hollywood celebrity, they were living over me. They were like, oh, this guy is stupid. He think he's going to make it. So let's just collect as much cars as you can, collect as much penthouses and mansions that we can, clothes and diamonds and golds. Then later on, when poverty or human or people, society wake him up, we will be very far away with a lot of cars, a lot of money, a lot of women, and that's the way it is. So now that I'm fully awake, I'm like, okay, I have to find a way to get out of here because I know there is ghetto, there is Afro-descendants, and they are gathering a lot of criminals around me because they are repeating what they already did. They did this in Santa Lucia, where the crime founders, where they shape children into evil. Children, they use their buttholes to piss men off and to call attention of men, and also try to incriminate men with hypocrite police and hypocrite women and evil witches women that are just waiting for opportunity to trap you somewhere because they're frustrated. They didn't get married. You're not obeying them. You're breaking their boundaries. They demand you things. You're not really obeying. So women will destroy your life because of that. That's what I'm struggling right now. So as I'm thinking, like, how am I going to flee from this place? Women and organized crime in Brazil are restarting the crimes that they did when I was younger. Now there's a guy that's supposed to be looking like a lock. They restart with bicycle conversation. Then they put me into bicycles again. I went through because I want to see until where they're going to go. There is so much into it. And then Arabics, I would say the Arabics give a lots of merchandise to only good-looking men, extremely like male models. Then the male models, they will play like Kiko. If you watch Chaves, that little village that there was a poor guy and a rich kid, they play like Kiko. And then they keep men like me trapped in life, and then they keep showing that they got cars, they got motorcycles, they got clothes, and then they sports bikes. It's the Leo, Lex Luthor, the bald guy, represent motorcycles, sports bike, and also he fakes to be church Christian guy, but he's always like with motorcycle because in his gay mind he think that pisses me off. And then by assuming, noise hurt our ears. Then by assuming our thoughts, he demands that that's how I'm supposed to feel. And then he makes more noise and more noise and more noise. He's looking for physical confrontation. He's begging for someone to go over there and confront him about the noise. Because on the sides, they separate many different neighbors that will come in and will try to confront me. They want to confront me at once. These people used to be my friends. We never had problems, but because they are getting older and they are not having affection with their wives anymore, they use me and the supposed ex-wife from the United States to carry on with their marriage. Because if the whole society find out that they need me in order to keep their marriage, it's a mess. It will be a mess. So now the truth is coming out. All the neighbors that I used to have, they are bold now. They are putting their anger on me. They need to put the anger somewhere and someone. The younger guys, they're not getting married, they're not finding women. They are all trying to put on me as Jesus Christ. They're trying to make me as the reborn of Jesus Christ. They're all my neighbors, the strangers, they were my friends and people from back in the day when I was a child. They create situations of crime. They're trying to put on me. Every time I try to tell society what they're doing, they say I'm playing the victim, or I'm trying to do what they say. They say a reverse psychology strategy on against people. When they speak that way, there's always a black guy, very smart, manipulating the whole thing. Usually he runs the car industry in Brazil, run the car deals. He decides, he gives orders and demand people if they can or cannot allow cars to anyone. They use all the bills that they create against me and any person that they will aim in the future. That's the whole purpose. It's a kind of like an obvious, a lifetime history incrimination that they do, that they did to me and that they do. Most older men, especially Mr. B and all the freaks out there, they represent John Clark. It's in an account. He's there making an account for the local food. He's a guy that was raised in an orphanage, and he have a lot of hate in him as well. He needs to express that. And who they're going to take into? Jesus. So they will always take on someone. They quit taking care of society. They won't care about people almost exploding as in obesity, women getting older, and they're not really worrying about people, who's going to take care of people, who's going to run the country, because society are really giving the country to criminals. Criminals are all waiting in jungle and expecting a time of working in a time that they might murder people in their way. Right now, they're repeating what they did. They murdered 2 kids, a father in Santa Lucia, and I was in the party at the day. Later on, they called me, let's go to the funeral. I went there, I saw his father. Now they're placing 2 guys that look alike the guy, and they are constantly harassing me somehow. When they harass me, and then another neighbor acknowledge with noise, and then they mock, and then they start mock, and then this thing start building, and then later on, a bunch of motorcycles from ghetto start riding around, making a lot of noise, saying that they're gonna do this, doing that, but they do in a thought-provoking way. Sometimes they yap in by themselves. Sometimes I can't hear it. The way they stand in front of me, there's a lot of posers. The police is a poser man, a better version of me. It's a poser. He's wearing a suit all the time. He already developed a hate towards me. I can feel it. And he's trying to reach out for my ex-wife or any blonde woman out there. And he's positioned himself as independent contractor. And he's already the whole politician. In my childhood area, it's him, and whoever opposed against him, he just murdered the person. There's no force, there's no other force that will overpower him. So if you oppose him, he will just murder you, and that's it. He will just say something, and it's just gonna pass by like this the day. That's what they do. So the police, the fake police, is in politics in my childhood era. He's taking care of like the Zulu family by building a jail bond thing just specific for this type of people. There's another DNA of my childhood friend. He's more towards like, he's trying to be Zayn now because he knows things are getting bad. The other kids, they're just like living 6 months. They start joining the crime, and then they live 6 months, and then another kids will come in. They're switching kids to be riding motorcycles, delivering crime food, delivering drugs. When I was in Sao Paulo, they were exposing a lot of drug dealers around me. Oh, I make 5,000 a day, I make 3,000 a day. Why don't you join in and this and that? So they are really running out of tools. They need more people in there. That's why they destroyed people's life, so that you end up in like, oh, I have to work somehow, so I'm gonna join in the drug. The police fake to be your friends so that you can start selling drugs. You sell the first time, we may start making, they allowed you to start making like 5,000, 3,000 reais per day just by selling stupid drugs. Then they start being your friends. Then they will say that you God. They say you God, they make you believe that you God. They give you a car, then they give you lots of women. When you last expect it, boom, they take you. So it's a very powerful child, or it's a very powerful woman that they order them to murder us. Or they're paying I don't know what kind of material they're paying cops, because what is it that children know that I don't know? What is it that they can help police that I cannot help? What is it that they can make a difference into crime that I cannot do? I know all of their path. I know what they are right now. I know what they are doing right now. So what are children and women less than sex are paying to criminal police and criminal tools to try to murder me? So I don't know. It's a personal situation. So now I know it's a deja vu of past life crime. I have to warn my sister that is in the United States that eventually they will try to buy her house cheaper, and then they will threat to break the wall and then make one apartment only. They did this in Belo Horizonte, Christina. Then they will make a hamburger place around here, and then they will bring skateboards again. He will bring skateboards, and this man that looks like a lock, he start driving in this awful economy. He start showing up with a Porsche, four-door Porsche. He start driving like a Range Rover, the last version of Range Rovers. He have like penthouse in the top of hills in Brazil. So if not the Arabics threaten to invade, I don't know what it is. So this how the crime in Brazil works. So they give one man, they separate this man, it's the hot shot, it's the supposed max. The things that they didn't, the toys that they didn't give it to me, they're giving to this guy. Lots of prostitutes and politicians and prostitutes in the United States will start showing. And I don't know why she's not a prostitute or joined the porn yet. I already broke my connections with her. She's just like, she's a prostitute that she wants to show in public, talks about politics and break men's rule and say, I'm the only woman that can do this kind of things. And then she breaks lots of men rule and life rules. And then the rule, it's like a Trump's special service, like real police will come in, take her to a red room, and they beat the crap out of her, and they do a section of fetish, and then later on she shows off with that ass face, like, oh, I just got fucked up in public, in YouTube and or TV or something like that. And then they bring another one, and then so they keep doing with all the women. Women now they're gonna grow, they're gonna be born, and then they're gonna join Disney World TV, children TV. They will be very obnoxious. They will piss us off a lot. When they're at the time of 16 to 17, they're gonna start getting a lot of offers for porn. Some of them will do, and porn and things, but they will always fall for the fetish. Then they will do a fetish in her session, and then they break the girl in, they break her apart, and she becomes like a street prostitute, like a whore. And then when she becomes a whore, the Afro-descendants, the black people, will take her for like musical industry. There's a lot of bald heads and a lot of short men that are not really joining in this whole scenario of, like, you know, making women fetish and all that. They're not really getting the whole amount of toys that the organized crime men do. So they get frustrated, they have to take on someone. So they jam motorcycles on us when they're frustrated. Or they just die by cancer, smoking a lot, doing all kind of things. So main time, this is what they're doing right now. So whenever you see a woman in your face, she's begging society, she's trying to get to the strongest man to piss him off so that she can get a fetish section. Most of them, they will be my neighbor, the oldest woman, that they're kind of, women are transferred their spirit to one another, so that even if they don't sleep with all men in life, they can feel someone getting fucked, someone is sleeping with all men and dogs and horses, and they can just like transfer their spirit to whoever is doing it. So that's why we see the semblance of our ex-wives and ex-women, ex-girlfriends, and different people. And then we're like, what the hell? Before my research, I thought was Jerry Maguire situation that was like something cute, something nice, supposed to be connection with me and the Hollywood movies, but it's not. It's just about fetish and the rejections of women and Afro-descendants. So they prefer to take their spirits and then they travel between each other, and then all men can feel them, and then men can piss other men off, saying like, your wife visit my wife, so I fuck them both. So it's a silly thing between like organized crime and evil society. Take care. I'll talk to you later.